When an unknown teenage girl from over 50,000 years ago of strange uniqueness was discovered, she looked to be a hybrid ancestor to modern humans that were never seen before. Nobody knows who she was, just that she was different. Only recently, researchers have uncovered evidence that she wasn't alone. In 2019, a study was conducted to analyze the complex mess of humanity's prehistory. Artificial intelligence was used to identify an unknown human ancestor species that modern humans encountered and shared alliances with on the long trek out of Africa millennia ago. About 80,000 years ago, the so-called out of Africa occurred when part of the human population, which already consisted of modern humans, abandoned the African continent and migrated to other continents, giving rise to all the current populations. As modern humans forged this path into the landmass of Eurasia, they forged some other things too, breeding with ancient and extinct hominids from other species. Up until recently, these occasional sexual partners were thought to include Neanderthals and Denisovans, although the latter of which were unknown until 2010. But in this study, a third X from long ago was isolated in the Eurasian DNA, sifting through a complex mass of ancient and modern human genetic code. Using a statistical technique called Bayesian inference, the researchers found evidence of what they call a third introgression, a ghost archaic population that modern humans interbred with during the African exodus. This population is either related to the Neanderthal Denisova clade or diverged early from the Denisova lineage. This means that it's possible this third population in humanity's sexual history was possibly a mix themselves of Neanderthals and Denisovans. In a sense, from the vantage point of deep learning, it's a hypothetical corroboration of sorts of teenage girl hybrid fossil identified in 2018. Their theory coincides with the hybrid specimen discovered recently in Denisova, although as yet they cannot rule out other possibilities. Also in 2018, another team of researchers identified evidence of what they called a definite third interbreeding event alongside Denisovans and Neanderthals. And a pair of papers published in early 2019 traced the timeline of how those extinct species intersected and interbreed in clearer detail than ever before. Applying this kind of AI analysis is a decidedly new technique in the field of human ancestry, and the known fossil evidence we are dealing with is amazingly scant. But the new findings explains not only a long forgotten process of introgression, it's the dalliance that in its own way informs part of who we are today. The researchers thought they would try to find these places of high divergence in the genome, see which are Neanderthal and which are Denisovan, and then see whether these explain the whole picture. As it happens, if you subtract the Neanderthal and Denisovan parts, there is still something in the genome that is highly divergent.